I've heard a lot of talk about the iPad Mini 7, how it's underperforming, it's not strong enough. But I've always loved the form factor for it. So I decided to grab one for myself to test it out and see how it performs in apps such as Logic Pro and Davinci Resolve in comparison to my M1 iPad Pro from 2021. Also decided to do the transfer for the first time using the USB-C to USB-C cable. I know the previous iPad Pro, they all have Thunderbolt, and this one just got upgraded with the new USB-C, which is 10 gigabits per second. So I'm gonna see how fast this transfer goes, and hopefully it doesn't take that long, because downloading about 100 gigs over iCloud is not ideal. So hopefully this is a lot faster, even though the time on it says about 2 hours. I'll be back. All right, I'm back only a few minutes later, and yeah, the time is saying now about 4 hours, about 5 hours basically. I don't think it'll take that long. I do want to go ahead and just try to dig in and get started with what I really want to test. And I don't think that using a cable is really the best solution for as much stuff as I thought I had. And for some reason, I thought this would be faster because this is a 40 gigabit per second USB-C cable. So I'm like, okay, I'm transferring about 100 gigs, maybe 80 gigs, roughly 80 gigs to one device to another. And they both have SSDs, which are pretty fast. So I'm assuming it would have went a lot quicker, but I'm being proven completely wrong right here. And I don't know, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and try this iCloud backup thing and see how that goes. All right, now it's starting its restore from iCloud. Not sure how long it's gonna actually say it's gonna take. All right, not even, it's about 5 minutes later. It says it's restore complete. Now, the rest of it is downloading in the background, obviously, but as you can see, there are a lot of apps. I have a lot of apps, I'm not gonna lie. And the funny thing is, a lot of these apps should be in folders. I mean, what's going on with the folder system? I have folders upon folders of apps and things hidden and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get this all sorted out, but I'm gonna try to make it prioritize some of the apps that I actually need to be downloaded so that I can get through this as quickly as possible and show you guys exactly what you came here to see. Here I have both iPads loaded up with the same sample that I recorded into Logic back in 2023. It is sampled at 176 kilohertz, which is oversampled by 4 times from 44.1. I wanted to manipulate this as a sample so I can pitch it and stuff like that without it artifacting. And when you have it at a low sample rate, it usually starts getting kind of crackly and stuff like that. And I just didn't want that to be the case, so I oversampled it. And this is a full song. It's about 4.5 minutes long. So you see how long both of these iPads decide to take when it comes to stem splitting, which is a feature that is supposedly exclusive to the M1 Pro, iPad Pro only and up, but got the iPad mini here with an A17 Pro chip, and it's not advertised to work yet. I don't think they've updated it yet, and I hope that Apple doesn't take this feature away, but we're gonna test it out here. So I'm gonna double tap here, hit stem splitter. I'll try to hit these at the same time. Ooh, all right. So now they're off. Let's see who wins. My money's on the M1 iPad Pro, honestly. But I'm not gonna lie, the iPad mini is holding its own. It's actually doing, it's doing it quicker than I thought. Almost there. And yep, M1 iPad Pro pulled ahead. But a couple seconds later, the iPad mini decides to show up, and there's all the stems there. And honestly, I don't think that's enough to make it be like such a big deal where it's like, oh man, you know, it's like I need to get rid of my iPad and get something else. Like I get rid of my iPad mini, it's not worth it. I think that since it's in such a small form factor, the fact that it was able to do what it just did in the amount of time that it took in comparison to an M1 chip, I mean, I can't complain about that. I think that is really awesome. And it actually makes the iPad mini, for me, a lot more tempting as I'm deciding between keeping my iPad Pro or deciding to go with a smaller device, which I love the form factor of the iPad mini. This is to showcase how fast the M1 Pro MacBook Pro 14-inch from 2021 is in comparison to the iPads, and let's see how much quicker it actually is. And it's essentially done. I hit the button and it's already done. That is the power of having a full powered machine here. I'm sure the M4 iPad Pro is probably just as fast, maybe even faster than that, but that was, as you saw, like night and day. In comparison to what the iPad showed, it's not even close. The Mac is definitely more powerful. This one's for all my video folks out there. I have a project that I've just been kind of testing in Davinci Resolve. It's not really my main editing program. I work mostly in Premiere Pro, but I have a project that's on this Samsung drive here, the Samsung T7. I have some footage here from my Fujifilm X-H2S, and it is 6.2K on a 4K timeline, and it has a Cineprint 35 grade over top of it. And this thing does not like it at all. When I go and I try to hit the play button here, it's a stuttery mess. It is absolutely stuttering. It's literally not even playing. And the only way to get it to actually play is if I take the grade off and then I play it. Now it plays back perfectly smooth. And this is using the proxy resolution here. Now the thing is, this A17 chip doesn't have any kind of media engine inside of it like the M1 does. The M1 has a media engine only for H.264 and H.265. So that gives it an upper hand in that regard, but we'll see. Let's see how much better it actually is, because I've also had some struggling issues with that here. And even on my MacBook, it's not even something that it can handle on its own as well. Now we have the iPad Pro with this same project pulled up, and we're gonna hit play. And it's stuttery too. Even with the media engine that's built into it, it's not as strong, but it's definitely going through, because the iPad mini absolutely stopped. It completely froze up. So it's playing, but it's definitely struggling. So if I turn off the grade, let's go back to that clip again, tapping the button here, go back to the grade, please. There we go. And then it plays perfectly smooth. So that's really the only way to get that kind of going. Neither one of these devices are really built to handle, I mean, 6.2K footage at 300 plus megabits per second. Like, that's not really what these things are for. Really quick edits, small edits, not such huge, big files. And I think that's perfectly fine. And I'm not working with any proxies here. I don't use proxies. I don't have a lot of space, so this is just what it is. I was really interested to see the comparison between the stem splitting, which is why I was kind of going between the two devices. I will miss the 120 hertz screen that comes with the iPad Pro. That is one of the main reasons why I've held on to it for so long. I just love that screen, and I've been used to it for so many years now, and now my phone has a 120 hertz screen. But I also have a 60 hertz screen device, such as Steam Deck, that I love and I play with all the time. And I don't think it's terrible, but I think between the two devices, I'm kind of leaning more towards the mini, because I like that form factor and being able to actually utilize it as a tablet instead of trying to have it as like a laptop wannabe that I keep insisting that the iPad Pro is, and it's not. It's a companion device to that. And now that I have such a good MacBook, my iPad's been collecting dust, especially for production and stuff like that. I've been using the MPC and using the Mac. The iPad is still great. It's just that as a tablet, it's not really holding its own. So I think I might make that switch over to the iPad mini, but we'll see. But thanks if you tuned into this video. That was really what I just wanted to cover bases on. Thanks for checking it out. Appreciate you.